Welcome to True Consumer, your ultimate guide to the latest TVs and tech trends. Television sparkles. Today, we're revealing the top 5 new TV technologies coming in 2026. Packed with mind-blowing features and next-level performance. From cutting-edge displays to smarter AI enhancements, these innovations are set to change your viewing experience forever. Backhand index pointing right. Don't forget to subscribe to True Consumer for the most up-to-date tech news and expert reviews. Number 5. MicroRGB mini-LED backlight technology, 2026. MicroRGB mini-LED backlight technology, 2026, represents one of the biggest breakthroughs in LCD TV history, fundamentally changing how light and color are produced on modern displays. Unlike standard mini-LED TVs from 2023 to 2025, which rely on white LEDs combined with color filters, MicroRGB mini-LED uses independent red, green and blue mini-LEDs at the backlight level. This single shift dramatically improves color purity, color volume and brightness efficiency, allowing TVs to deliver stunning HDR highlights without washing out colors. Bright scenes look cleaner, richer and more lifelike, while dark scenes benefit from more precise local dimming and reduced blooming. The result is a picture that feels closer to professional mastering monitors, combining extreme brightness with accurate, saturated colors, something standard mini-LED has always struggled with at peak luminance. For sports, HDR movies and bright room viewing, MicroRGB mini-LED delivers a visibly superior and more premium experience. By comparison, standard mini-LED TVs, 2023 to 2025, are still excellent and remain one of the best value display technologies available today. Their strengths include very high brightness, good contrast, wide availability and mature processing, making them reliable for everyday viewing. However, their limitations become obvious next to MicroRGB technology. Because white LEDs must pass through color filters, light efficiency is reduced, colors lose intensity at high brightness, and blooming can appear in challenging HDR scenes. While software dimming has improved, it cannot fully compensate for the hardware limitations of filtered light. That said, standard mini-LED models are far more affordable, well-tuned and proven, making them a safer choice for most consumers right now. Yes, MicroRGB mini-LED is clearly the best and most advanced mini-LED technology to date. It delivers better colors, cleaner HDR, higher efficiency, and a more future-proof display experience. However, it will launch at a premium price and is best suited for enthusiasts, high-end buyers, and flagship TV seekers. For everyone else, standard mini-LED, 2023 to 2025, is still a fantastic and smart buy, offering excellent performance at much better value. Backhand index pointing right. MicroRGB mini-LED is the future, but standard mini-LED remains the king of value today. From a future-proofing perspective, MicroRGB mini-LED clearly sets the foundation for the next generation of premium LCD TVs. Because it generates color directly at the backlight level, manufacturers gain far greater control over brightness, color accuracy, and power efficiency, which means better HDR performance today and even more headroom for future software and AI processing upgrades. This technology also scales exceptionally well to very large screen sizes, where standard mini-LED often struggles with blooming and color dilution. Meanwhile, standard mini-LED TVs from 2023 to 2025, while still powerful, are reaching the limit of what white LED plus color filter systems can achieve. Improvements now are mostly incremental rather than revolutionary. If you want a TV that feels next-gen, flagship and built for the future, MicroRGB mini-LED is absolutely worth it. But if your goal is maximum value, proven performance and lower cost, standard mini-LED remains the smarter choice today. Simply put, MicroRGB mini-LED is where the industry is heading, but standard mini-LED is still where the best deals are. Number 4. MLA OLED 2.0, Ultra Bright OLED Panels, 2026. MLA OLED 2.0, Micro Lens Array 2.0, in 2026 is not a small upgrade, it's a turning point for OLED technology. For years, OLED's biggest weakness was brightness, especially in HDR and bright rooms. MLA OLED 2.0 directly fixes that by using a new generation microlens layer that redirects far more light toward the viewer instead of wasting it inside the panel. The result is dramatically higher peak brightness, much stronger full-screen luminance and better energy efficiency, while still preserving OLED's legendary strengths, perfect blacks, infinite contrast, pixel-level dimming and ultra-wide viewing angles. HDR highlights now look sharper, punchier and more realistic, and colors stay rich even at high brightness levels. In real-world viewing, MLA OLED 2.0 finally allows OLED to compete head-to-head with high-end mini-LED TVs in bright rooms, without sacrificing cinematic accuracy. Compared to previous generation OLED TVs, including standard OLED and early OLED Evo models, the difference is immediately visible. Older OLEDs still deliver beautiful image quality, especially in dark rooms, but they struggle with lower peak brightness, aggressive ABL, automatic brightness limiting, and weaker HDR impact on full-screen content. Bright scenes can look dimmer than intended, forcing heavy tone mapping that reduces realism. MLA OLED 2.0 eliminates much of this compromise, delivering more consistent brightness, improved color volume and better long-term luminance stability. While earlier OLED models remain excellent and more affordable, they are now clearly limited by hardware that was never designed for today's ultra-bright HDR standards. Yes, MLA OLED 2.0 is the best OLED technology ever made and represents a true generational leap, not just a refinement. It delivers the most complete OLED experience yet, combining OLED's perfect blacks with brightness levels that finally meet modern HDR expectations. It will launch at premium prices, making it ideal for enthusiasts, cinephiles and flagship buyers, while older OLED models still offer great value. But if you want the ultimate OLED experience with zero compromise, MLA OLED 2.0 is absolutely worth it and sets the new OLED benchmark for 2026 and beyond. From a long-term durability and performance perspective, MLA OLED 2.0 also improves one of the most critical OLED concerns, sustained brightness over time. Thanks to higher light efficiency, the panel does not need to drive pixels as hard as previous OLED generations, which helps reduce thermal stress and brightness degradation. This results in more stable HDR performance, lower risk of image retention, and better panel longevity, especially for users who watch a lot of HDR content or game for long hours. Combined with next-gen AI tone mapping and heat management layers, MLA OLED 2.0 delivers not just brighter images, but smarter and more controlled brightness. If you want a TV that truly feels next-generation, cinema-grade, and future-proof, MLA OLED 2.0 is the clear winner. Older OLED models remain visually stunning and more affordable, but they now feel like a compromise in brightroom HDR performance. Simply put, MLA OLED 2.0 doesn't just improve OLED, it completes it, making 2026 the year OLED finally reaches its full potential. Number 3 QD-OLED 3rd Generation Panels 2026. QD-OLED 3rd Generation panels in 2026 mark the most refined and powerful evolution of QD-OLED technology so far. While 1st and 2nd Generation QD-OLED displays already impressed with pure colors and perfect blacks, Gen 3 takes performance to a completely new level. The biggest upgrade is significantly higher peak and sustained brightness, achieved through improved blue OLED materials, better quantum dot conversion efficiency, and advanced heat management layers. This allows Gen 3 QD-OLED panels to deliver brighter HDR highlights, stronger full-screen luminance, and richer color volume, without sacrificing accuracy. Colors now remain vibrant even at extreme brightness levels, something earlier QD-OLED panels struggled with during intense HDR scenes. Combined with pixel-level dimming, infinite contrast, and ultra-fast response times, Gen 3 QD-OLED produces images that look cleaner, sharper, and more three-dimensional, especially in high-quality 4K and next-gen gaming content. Compared to previous generation QD-OLED models, the improvement is immediately noticeable in real-world viewing. Earlier QD-OLED panels, while still excellent, were limited by lower sustained brightness, more aggressive brightness limiting, and faster thermal saturation during long HDR scenes. Bright scenes could lose intensity over time, reducing HDR impact. QD-OLED Gen 3 directly addresses these issues, offering more stable brightness, better thermal efficiency, and improved long-term luminance consistency. Motion handling, near-black detail, and color accuracy are also more refined, making the panel more versatile for movies, sports, and competitive gaming alike. While older QD-OLED TVs remain premium options, they now feel like an early stage of the technology rather than its final form. Yes, QD-OLED 3rd generation is the best OLED panel technology available in 2026, delivering the perfect balance of brightness, color purity, contrast, and speed. It eliminates most of the compromises of earlier QD-OLED generations and firmly establishes itself as a true flagship display technology. Older QD-OLED models still offer incredible image quality at lower prices, but if you want the absolute best, most future-proof OLED experience, QD-OLED Gen 3 is the clear winner and the new benchmark for premium TVs in 2026 and beyond. From a gaming and longevity perspective, QD-OLED 3rd generation panels finally remove the last doubts around OLED brightness stability and long-term performance. Thanks to improved blue emitter efficiency and smarter heat dissipation layers, these panels maintain higher brightness for longer durations without excessive dimming or color shift. This directly benefits HDR gaming, esports titles, and long movie sessions, where earlier QD-OLED models could gradually lose intensity. Input lag, response time, and motion clarity are also at their best ever, making Gen 3 QD-OLED one of the fastest and cleanest display technologies on the market. If you want a display that feels truly next-gen, reference level, and future-proof, QD-OLED 3rd Gen is absolutely worth it. Previous QD-OLED models are still excellent and more affordable, but they now represent a compromise in sustained HDR brightness and thermal headroom. Simply put, QD-OLED Gen 3 doesn't just improve the technology, it perfects it, setting the gold standard for premium TVs in 2026. Number 2 AI Picture Processing Gen 3 On-Device AI Chips, 2026. AI Picture Processing Gen 3 in 2026 is not just a faster TV processor, it completely redefines how modern TVs create and refine an image. Unlike previous generations that relied on basic scene detection and limited upscaling, Gen 3 on-device AI chips use deep neural networks trained on millions of real-world images and video frames. This allows the TV to analyze every frame in real time, identifying faces, textures, objects, depth, motion, and lighting conditions independently. The result is dramatically improved 4K and 8K upscaling, cleaner noise reduction, sharper edge detail, more accurate skin tones, and intelligent HDR tone mapping that adapts scene by scene instead of using fixed curves. Gen 3 AI also works locally on the TV, meaning zero latency, better privacy, and consistent performance, making everything from streaming content to live sports look noticeably more detailed and lifelike. When compared to previous generation TV processors, the difference is massive. Older models depend heavily on static algorithms, limited databases, and aggressive sharpening that often creates halos, crushed blacks, or artificial textures. Motion handling and upscaling in fast scenes can look unstable, especially with low bitrate content. AI Picture Processing Gen 3 solves these issues by predicting missing detail, restoring texture naturally, and stabilizing motion without overprocessing, resulting in a more cinematic and realistic image. It also improves gaming visuals, optimizing brightness, contrast, and clarity in real time without increasing input lag. While older TVs still deliver good picture quality, they simply cannot match the precision, adaptability, and intelligence of Gen 3 AI processing. Yes, AI Picture Processing Gen 3 is a true generational leap and one of the most important TV upgrades of 2026. It doesn't rely on panel hardware alone, it makes every display technology better, from OLED and QD-OLED to mini-LED and micro-LED. Previous generation TVs now feel static and less refined by comparison. If you want a TV that looks smarter, cleaner, more detailed, and future-proof, Gen 3 on-device AI processing is absolutely worth it and sets the new standard for picture quality going forward. From a long-term usability and content compatibility perspective, AI Picture Processing Gen 3 future-proofs modern TVs in a way older processors simply cannot. As streaming platforms compress content more aggressively and mixed-quality sources become the norm, Gen 3 AI dynamically cleans, reconstructs, and enhances each frame without making the image look artificial. It also learns viewing patterns over time, automatically fine-tuning sharpness, motion, and brightness for different content types such as movies, sports, anime, and gaming. Previous generation TVs lacked this adaptive intelligence, forcing users to manually adjust settings or live with inconsistent picture quality. If you want a TV that feels intelligent, adaptive, and truly next-generation, AI picture processing Gen 3 is a must-have upgrade. Older TVs still perform well, but they now feel static and limited in comparison. Simply put, Gen 3 AI doesn't just enhance picture quality, it evolves it, making 2026 the year smart processing becomes just as important as panel technology itself. Number 1 RGB Laser/Trichroma Mini-LED Displays 2026. RGB Laser/Trichroma Mini-LED displays in 2026 represent a bold leap forward in premium TV display technology, especially for Hisense's flagship UX lineup. Unlike traditional mini-LED systems that rely on white LEDs with color filters, Trichroma technology uses independent red, green, and blue laser light sources combined with advanced mini-LED local dimming. This fundamentally transforms color reproduction, delivering near-perfect color purity, extremely wide color gamut coverage, and dramatically higher color brightness. HDR content looks more vibrant, highlights appear cleaner without color washout, and cinematic scenes gain a level of realism previously limited to high-end laser projectors. Blacks remain deep and controlled thanks to precise mini-LED dimming zones, while peak brightness reaches flagship-class levels that outperform most OLEDs in bright rooms. The result is a display that combines laser-grade color accuracy with mini-LED power and control, creating one of the most visually striking LCD experiences available in 2026. When compared to previous generation Hisense UX mini-LED models, the advancement is clearly visible. Earlier UX TVs already offered excellent brightness, strong contrast, and solid local dimming, but they were still constrained by white LED backlights and color filter limitations. At extreme brightness, colors could lose intensity, and some blooming was unavoidable in complex HDR scenes. RGB Laser/Trichroma Mini-LED directly fixes these weaknesses, maintaining rich colors even at maximum brightness and improving efficiency by eliminating unnecessary light loss. However, this technology does come with trade-offs. It is more expensive, more complex to manufacture, and requires advanced processing to fully control laser light accurately. That said, when tuned correctly, it delivers a clearly superior flagship-level image. Yes, RGB Laser/Trichroma Mini-LED is the best display technology Hisense has ever put into a TV, and it sets a new benchmark for premium mini-LED performance in 2026. It offers unmatched color brightness, exceptional HDR impact, and true next-generation visual depth. Previous Hisense UX mini-LED models remain excellent and more affordable, but they now feel like a step behind in color precision and efficiency. If you want a no-compromise, future-ready flagship TV, Trichroma Mini-LED is absolutely worth it and firmly positions Hisense at the top of the premium TV market. From a future and enthusiast perspective, RGB Laser/Trichroma Mini-LED finally removes the biggest weakness of high-brightness LCD TVs, color loss at peak luminance. Because color is generated at the light source itself, HDR scenes with intense highlights, neon lighting, fire, sunsets, and sci-fi visuals retain full saturation and depth, instead of looking pale or clipped. This gives Trichroma displays a unique advantage over both traditional mini-LED and even OLED in bright environments. At the same time, improved local dimming algorithms and AI tone mapping ensure laser light is controlled precisely, keeping blooming and halo effects in check. If you want a TV that feels next-generation, cinema-grade, and engineered for extreme HDR, RGB Laser/Trichroma Mini-LED is absolutely the best choice in Hisense's lineup for 2026. Older Hisense UX Mini-LED models are still powerful and great value, but they now feel limited by white LED backlights. Simply put, Trichroma doesn't just upgrade Mini-LED, it transforms it, making it one of the most exciting TV technologies to watch going forward. That's our countdown of the top 5 new TV technologies coming in 2026. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to True Consumer for more tech insights and updates.